I'm Rachel Grasso and I'm the snow school coordinator.
My name is Matt Farrell and I am a graduate assistant slash, I guess I'm an assistant coordinator for Rachel, along with Nicola here at Snow School.
Snow School is a program for middle schoolers and it ties our snowpack into the health of the watershed. So these students come up from the lowlands and learn about snowpack and how it affects them down in the summer and spring months down in the lowlands.
So most of the students that come up to Snow School come from either the Nooksack or the Skagit River watershed. And those are our two main watersheds that come out of the North Cascades ecosystem. And so a lot of our students come from Bellingham, and actually today we've got students here from Concrete, which is I think a first for them. They've been to mountain school before, but not Snow School yet. So we're really focused on trying to make sure we get the students from the watersheds that they live on up here to experience where their water starts.
So up here at Snow School, students learn about their watershed. They build a model in the snow representing Mount Baker, Mount Shuksan, and the headwaters, and how that flows down to where they live, either in the Skagit or the Nooksack. They make environmental observations and they learn about snow crystals, like how the shapes of the snowflakes change with different temperatures and moistures. And then we have partners that come up and work with Snow School with the Northwest Avalanche Center. They learn at their station about snow profiles, so different layers in the snow, how to read those. They look at how much water is in the snow. If you were to melt it all down, how much of the snow is actually water. And then we've got a lab from Western that comes up, Robin Codner's lab, that's studying snow algae, looking for answers to some questions they have about the algae population and where they live and what to expect for them as our climate changes.
The goals of the Snow School program is first and foremost, I think, to get kids up into the snow and to just experience the landscape up here, which is something that surprisingly not a lot of students get to do.
Yeah, I love seeing students just play in the snow. We have a lot of content that we cover, but most importantly, we just want to make sure that they're having fun and connecting in some way with this environment.
It's always just fun to see kids in snowshoes for the first time and experiencing the landscape for the first time. I was up here 2 weeks ago and it was raining sideways and we were worried the kids were going to have a terrible time, and they were loving it. They were rolling around in the snow and dunking their heads in it and just experiencing it, and that's always a joy to see.
Climate change work is incorporated into Snow School. Directly and indirectly, we make observations and we give students the opportunity to think about, well, what if we don't have snow? How would that change our lives down valley? What if we have a really good snow year? We try to end with hope and positivity, but just makes them think about the consequences of some of these big changes.
Well, for me, what has drawn me to environmental ed in general is just a love of the outdoors and wanting to share that. I fell in love with hiking and backpacking first when I was about 20, 21, and spent a lot of my life chasing opportunities to be outside. And a few years ago, I decided that I really want to give back to the land and give back to the experiences that I've had that have changed my life and try to share those with people. And so that's why I do environmental ed, and why I think Snow School is so fun and so interesting is it wasn't really until I got into skiing and fell in love with the winter landscape myself that it began to click for me how important the snow is to our watersheds and to the health of the ecosystem as a whole. It wasn't something that I learned until I was an adult, and so I think it's really important and really impactful for students to get that lesson early on so they grow up with it.
I just think that's a really unique program with so many moving parts, and it's awesome.